Hi, and welcome to ScatersLandingTV.com. I'm your host, Chris Bartlett. In my last segment, you saw me removing my customer's old blade, showing you how the wax was on the bottom of the boot, still on the bottom of the blade. That really preserves that integrity, that bond between the sole and the blade, which really minimizes any water damage, any corrosion, any warping, any rot of the leather soles. Soles are made of leather. When you see this, it's a little dark, but these are not wood. A lot of people think it's wood. It's actually 1/8-inch layers of leather that are nailed together through kind of a mesh. Nails coming this way, nails going that way. That's how most companies do it. Some companies do use a bolting system, but generally it's a meshwork of nails that holds together stacks of leather, not wood. In this episode, you're going to see me prep the sole. So I'm going to take some WD-40 and a rag. I'm going to spray the WD-40 onto the rag, and then I'm going to really kind of get what I call a gunk, all the old wax. Okay, get that cleaned up. Okay, really going to get that cleaned up. And the nice thing about today's job is I'm taking off the exact same blade that's old as I'm putting on that's new, so our alignment and the actual mounting screws and all of that are really going to be a piece of cake. So you're going to enjoy this. I'm going to get just a little bit more cleaning there. Okay. In the cases where you would find a good deal of rot or decay or warping under the soles, you can actually get in there and either use a belt sander or just some fine sandpaper in a circular action, and you would clean that up. What I'm going to do now in my second step is I'm going to take my new blade, which I'm going to show you. Okay, new blade, same size, same model, is going to sit exactly where the old one did. Okay, so this is one of Chris's easiest jobs, to replace same product, same size. Here it is. There it goes. Sits in its nice old home. Nice new product with a really nice blade integrity, new profile of the new blade that has no aging at this point. So now, with the WD-40 out of the way, I'm going to take some Snow Seal. Okay, Snow Seal comes in a jar, comes in a packet. Some of the boot vendors actually put it inside the box for you. What you're going to see me do now, this is a beeswax. It's very sticky. It's non-scented. You do want to keep it away from stitching because wax tends to decay and unfortunately makes some of your stitching actually dissolve, and that's not something you want in a product that's been stitched together. So we're going to kind of cake it in like a kind of a, almost looks like a sticky coat of butter, like I'm putting it on a pan before the pan's hot. Okay, excuse me, I've got a nice even coat of that. You're going to see when I come here, it's going to come right in, and there's sort of a stickiness to it. You're going to see. I'm going to pull it up just so you can see that I've already begun to create that bond. Okay. What I'm going to do now is secure a new screw in one of the original holes, and I'm going to begin by putting my set screw in the front. Notice I put that in very lightly. I'm not interested in stripping the hole, so we're just going to get that screw in there somewhat firmly. Here's my rear one. Okay, I'm going to take a handheld screwdriver. Okay, and at this point, I'm going to do a couple of turns, a couple of twists. That one only needed about a quarter, and that needed about a half a turn. Okay, with that secure, I'm going to continue, and now I'm going to put in the adjustment screws. The adjustment screws go into these openings here that are oval. You can see I have set ones that are countersunk, and I have oval openings that mean exactly what they are. You're able to adjust the blade back and forth down the length or down the width of that oval. Some people call them sliders. So there's a few different terms for them, but we never put our adjustment screws in first because we feel it's very important to get a couple of set screws so you don't cause any warping of that blade. I'm now going to set my 2 heel adjustment screws. Notice heel screws we use are 3/4 of a length. In the front of the boot, we're only using 1/2 inch. You definitely do not want to do that the other way around, or you will have one very unhappy skater who may not enjoy being in their skates very much. So we're going to put the second heel screw. And once again, this is so easy because I have done all of the prep, and like I said, I am putting same model, same size on the same sole. So this is probably one of the quickest mounting jobs you'll ever see. You can see as I turn that, a bit of the wax actually squeezes out. I actually like that little bit of oozing because it lets me know that I've really got a nice vacuum seal between that leather sole and that beeswax inside there. I'm going to put my final set screw, which goes in my front corner. You'll notice that every screw hole is not filled. That is purposefully done. I still, at this point, consider this somewhat of an adjustment mounting, which means there is no reason whatsoever to fill all those holes. We're going to let this skater skate on that and make sure she settles in before we would ever think about creating that many more holes into the sole of the skate. The last step you're going to see happen here is I'm going to hit my towel one more time with a WD-40. Okay, I'm going to clean up the length of that blade, and I'm going to come down into this sole, and I'm going to take this rag and really get in there, and I'm going to leave this thing nice and high polished. So, really cleaning that up. I will actually give the boot a final spray afterwards when I'm done working completely on it. But now you can see we have our nice new blade sitting exactly where our old blade used to sit. And once again, I've got that nice new profile where I once had the old profile. I think Alex is going to enjoy spinning, jumping, and running that competitive program for her upcoming collegiate games. Until next time, for SkatersLandingTV.com, I'm your host, Chris Bartlett. Thanks for watching.